สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning and welcome to Morning Thailand วรรณสอนเครือหงส์
And I'm Thananapat Noyuyen. Good morning. Time for your daily dose of news updates on this Wednesday, October 16, 2013. And of course, there's a lot of issues to focus on. Today, we have the updates of the situation at Urupong intersection where protesters of the anti-government camp have been camping out for like 6 days already.
Right, and obviously probably a lot of people are not very happy with their present.
And also the situation of the flood up country, Kun Yingluck Shinawatra, the Prime Minister, along together with the Army Chief, yesterday had traveled to Prachinburi and Chachoengsao provinces where the area has been mostly affected by the inundation. And moreover, we have good news from the cabinet meeting yesterday as well. However, before going into that particular news updates, unfortunately, we have to start the program with not a very bright note.
No,
there's a brutal.
Unfortunately, we always start with the crime somehow and then work our way in.
There's a brutal attack that happened in Prachinburi province on Monday night, and police had held a press conference yesterday with this particular incident. And two men had walked into a local bar in Nonsi sub-district of Kabinburi district in Prachinburi province, as I said, and they opened fire with the pistols at some men who had been drinking there, killing 3 people. 2 of them were killed instantly, and another one tried to flee from the scene. However, he was chased down and gunned down. Police found his body lying around 100 meters away from this particular local bar, and he had been shot 11 times.
Wow.
2 of the victims, the deceased ones, are Kun Somrak Ratana Mora, 32, who was shot in the body, and another one, Kun Sunthorn Sonsalap, age 34. He's the bar's owner, and he was hit in the head. Both of them succumbed to their injuries later at Kabinburi Hospital. Shortly after this incident, the shop owner's wife, Kun Rat Promnari, told police that 4 men came into the shop for drinks, and 3 others later arrived in a white Honda Jazz car with no license plate. 2 of them wearing the mask, and they get out of the car, walk to the bar, and open fire on this particular 4 men. Her husband and Kun Somrak were shot and fell to the ground, while another one was able to run outside. However, he was caught up and shot. The witness said the attackers then went back to the Honda hatchback and fled from the scene, heading towards the Mueang Kau sub-district of Kabinburi district, and police said that the preliminary investigation revealed that Kun Thawachai, one of the dead victims, had been dealing with a major drug network, and he was once convicted on a drug charge.
So this could have been stemmed from that.
Investigators believe that the incident stemmed from a conflict between the victim and drug operation in Prachinburi province.
All right. Sad news. Moving on to another sad news, there has been another report of attack down south. This time, the authority were able to kill 3 insurgents and captured 1. This is in Pattani province. Yesterday, there has been a talk about the soldiers that work together in terms of trying to capture this particular set of insurgents in the Tung Yang Dang district of Pattani province. They say that over 100 soldiers from Pattani Task Force 25 and the 41st Ranger Regiment work on this particular case and try to capture the insurgents. They say that as they were approaching the site, which is in the para rubber plantation, what happened was that the insurgent kind of got a tip off and they tried to run away. Obviously, there was a bit of an ambush because their fire, they start to fire shots at the people, the soldier, that tried to capture them. And this create quite a bit of a problem and chaos in the area. However, after a long fight, finally the soldier were able to capture the one of the insurgents who tried to run away. However, 3 of them were found dead around the area. And at this point, the person that they got captured was Manusi Kasa, age 27. The other two ran away at this point, and the soldiers are trying their best to make sure that all the culprit that would be in the area still will be captured, due to the fact that they believe that they are planning some kind of violence against the authority. And this is one of the cases where the authority has been working for a long time to be able to get a place where they would be hiding, and that caused a bit of a chaos in terms of fighting and shooting in the area. So I'm not sure what this would do to the violence down south. Obviously, General Prayut Chan-o-cha has voiced his concern as well, because we are still trying to get the next peace talk in place, and this might create a bit of a problem. So this is something to be concerned of, most definitely.
And what we are most concerned of is the reaction from the insurgent groups in return of this incident as well. Now back to the capital here in the central region, the incident that happened in Samut Prakan. We have seen a lot of reports of the rock throwing gangs, Kungov, that has been very active in several neighboring provinces of Bangkok. However, this one, the suspect was acting alone, and he has acted on purposes because he was going to commit a robbery. That's according to the victim in this case, Kun Naruchit Benja Gesini, age 51. He was the grocery shop owner in Samut Prakan province, and yesterday he was reporting to authority at the Samut Prakan Prapradang police station yesterday, saying that he was attacked while on his car. Kun Naruchit, the victim, was on his way home to the Prapradang area. He was using the Radburana, He was driving on Radburana Road, turning into the Rachawiriyaphon 4 and going into the Pumipon Road, which is the main street. However, at that time, when he was going to turn right into the main road, his phone was ringing, so he was like slowing down the vehicle just to pick up the phone. And at that time, he spotted a man aged around 30 standing not far from his vehicle, around 2 meters from his car, standing on his pavement. And that man has thrown a concrete block into his window. And the concrete blocks hit him on his right hand, causing his phone to drop. So he was like bowed down to pick up the phone. At that time, another concrete block has been thrown into his car, hitting the left window pane of the vehicle. He was not that lucky at the third time, because the concrete block has hit him on his left wrist. So he was just trying to drive away from the scene, asking for help. However, there was a witnesses who saw that the suspect was age around 30, as he said, and was driving the Honda Wave motorcycle, and he was very quick enough to identify the license plate of the suspect. So the information has been forwarded to police authority already. Kun Naruchit, the victim, said that he was sure that he had never have any problem with anyone, so he believed that the suspect was acting just in order to rob him. And Kun Naruchit was sent to the Radburana hospital for treatment. Police are now investigating from the evidences and the crime scene to track down for the suspect later on. This happened very, very close to Bangkok, I have to say, because Radburana is the area that link Bangkok and Samut Prakan. It's not far.
And that's the thing. Normally, rock throwing, we heard, is they have no purpose. Normally, sometimes there are kids who decided who somehow think it's fun to throw rocks at
drivers, commuters,
ongoing vehicles, which obviously create a lot of problems. There was at one point that there were deaths reported, several deaths reported from this, but this time it's probably for the robbery. Okay, moving on to another case. There has been a talk yesterday that the Supreme Court has once again sentenced a death penalty to one of the culprits, and this time is the drug lord, a very famous drug lord. This case dates back since 2004 of February, where the police were able to confiscate 60.6 kilogram of heroin and 137,800 methamphetamine pills from the two culprits, and they actually said that they received it from this particular person. He's a drug lord, Kun Jirasak Asan Chat Waraniti. Apparently, when the police tried to capture him, he left and fled to. At first, he was in Laos because he's a drug lord that doing drug trade along Mekong River. He apparently was one of the most well-known drug lord around the Mekong River area. And they say that he was in Laos at the time. And once he heard that there's arrest warrants against him, he fled to China. And eventually, a year later, in February of 2005, the police were able to capture him in Kunming of China and took him to the Khao Bin prison in Ratburi province. And finally, they just hand down the sentence that he will get the capital punishment at this point, and they say that he is the Yaut tribals from Yaut tribes in Chiang Rai province. So, and he received drugs from Golden Triangle, and the court believed that he's one of the biggest drug lord. Therefore, the sentence is a lot harsher for him at this point.
Of course. Wow, a lot of issues going on these days. Criminal crimes and drug operation very active. So we have to keep a close watch on the issues daily, day by day. So now just taking a short break, because when we come back, there's a report of the flood situation as well as a very interesting topic here concerning the curriculum of the students in Thailand. So please stay tuned.